Greetings, beloved. What a background we have. And I must say that of all the things that we have planted, one of which I'm actually looking forward to is sweet potato. So actually what you see here is actually a sweet potato bed. And you can see actually that it has spread all over the place. And of course we actually had to make a heap of soil. We had to actually bring soil here, make a heap of soil, and then plant the sweet potatoes on top. Because when you make a heap of soil, it actually makes it easy for the tubes to actually grow in that soil, because the soil is also not that compact, so it's a bit loose, and therefore the sweet potatoes can actually grow because they have enough room and the soil is quite loose. So I'm actually looking forward to the time when we are going to harvest these sweet potatoes. I mean, just look at this. Okay, look, such a climber, eh? Yeah, as you can see, it has actually grown, and I must say that we planted this last year, somewhere last year October. So we have been watering, and it actually wasn't easy, because when we first planted these sweet potatoes, I actually thought maybe it will not work, because we were watering and watering, but then the plants were not looking healthy at all. But we started working on the soil, adding manure, continue watering, and then we started seeing some improvements. And as soon as you see some improvements, then that should encourage you to continue, and that's exactly what we did. And now, as you can see all over the place, the leaves can actually tell you that these sweet potatoes are actually happy. They're actually happy with this soil. So someone might tell you, yeah, you can't grow sweet potatoes in Windhoek. It can actually be done. You know, soil is something that can always be improved. You know, I have to do a lot of squatting now. Soil is something that can always be improved. And if you see that what you are planting is not growing well, you know, don't just water. Try to add some manure and then see what's the result. Or put some compost as well, and you actually see that whatever you are planting might actually respond. And one other thing, of course, there are also weeds here. Okay, the tares will always grow as well, so you must keep on removing them, because they misuse, or rather they are competing for the same nutrients with the plant that you have actually planted. And I don't know, you know, it's quite exciting, because you see, with sweet potatoes, you can only see during harvest time what you have right now, but the leaves and the stem that are on top can actually give me an idea of what to expect. And I don't know about you, but I'm expecting a bumper harvest here. And I love sweet potatoes. They are just beautiful. You know, I can eat them all day. It's one of my favorites. So that's why I'm actually looking forward to them. And there are actually two types of sweet potatoes here, I must say. There is one with small leaves, and the other one has big leaves. Let me just show you something. Okay, look at this. Okay, so you can see probably the leaves here. Oh, the camera is a bit far. Okay, but you can see the leaves. That for this one, the leaves are not that big. But look at this. Look at this. Look at these leaves. Okay, so it's a bit short, so I can't really tell it there. Look at how big these leaves are. So there are actually two types of sweet potatoes that are here. And I was actually thinking, you know, as soon as I harvest, it means all these leaves will actually die. And normally the way you plant sweet potatoes, you know, if you have something like this, a stem like this, you can cut it even here, okay? And then you remove some of the leaves, like the part that you are going to put in the ground. You have to remove those leaves, and then you plant it in the ground, leaving the other part on top. And then you keep on watering. It might look like it's not doing well, but within a few days, you'll notice that whatever you have planted is now grown roots, because you see the difference now on the leaves. So if you want to plant sweet potatoes and you have some room, actually contact me if you're in Windhoek, and then I'll give you the cuttings so that you can plant your own sweet potato. And I'll also maybe try to just guide you through and ensure that you know where to start. Apart from that, it will also be helpful for me, because if you plant this, by the time we are done harvesting this, we might also want to plant sweet potatoes, and then I can get the cuttings from you. So this is actually how you plant sweet potatoes. You are not going to get seeds for sweet potatoes, because it produces what? Those tubes, the roots, that's what we eat. And then the stem, actually, that's what you need for you to plant. Some call them cuttings. So if you want cuttings for sweet potato, just let me know. You can come and get some. So we are looking at harvesting this probably in a week's time, so not far from now. And I hope I'll record it so that you see what we are actually going to get, in this bed. I'm actually looking forward to it. You have no idea. Okay. So one other thing that I wanted to say, actually, I just found out that instead of just eating the roots, we can actually eat the leaves as well of sweet potato. So the same way you make spinach is the same way you can actually prepare these leaves, and they are beautiful, I tell you. They are actually wonderful. So you are not just eating the roots, but you are eating leaves as well. Ish, a lot of stuff. Maybe let me just walk you through so that you see the size of our bird. Maybe it's just from here to here. Okay, that's the normal size of the bed, but it goes all the way that side. And but you can see that obviously the stems will grow and spread all over the place. When we first planted this, we could actually walk around that side, but now it's sweet potato all over the place. So this also allows you, if you have more land and you want to plant, you can cut some of the stems and then you plant it again, okay, and then have more sweet potatoes. So yes, quite encouraging, isn't it? And also just looking forward to harvest time. And I know that the planting season, the watering, is a lot of work, but once you harvest, you obviously forget all the labor and the toil that you have invested. I think it's also the beauty of Christian life. When we finally make it, in heaven, we are going to forget all the toils and the challenges that we faced on earth. Because, the beauty of what God is preparing for us, we cannot compare it to anything. So the things that we experience today and the things that we do while we are still on earth, they actually help us to get a glimpse of how it will be to finally make it, to be in that land where the ruler and the king will be Jesus Christ himself, the one we call our brother and friend. So I hope you are encouraged, or maybe you are looking forward to planting sweet potatoes. Please contact me, and then I'll share these cuttings with you, so you can also look forward to your own harvest. Yes, so yeah, I love sweet potatoes. I can't get tired of eating them. So maybe probably before we end this session, let's just walk around so you see how these sweet potatoes are actually doing. Okay, so as you can see, they have covered almost the entire area. Is now covered by sweet potatoes. Not such a big bed, it's just how they have spread. That's why it looks as if it's quite a huge bed, but it was just of a minimum size. I'm not sure if I can try to lift some of the stems so you can just see the actual heap of soil that we actually raised. So let me see. I hope you'll be able to see this. Okay. Okay, let me just try to do this so you can see. Oh, I've just cut a little here. But anyways, you can see that this is now the actual soil. We have raised it a bit, and by raising the soil, it allows the tubes to actually grow in the soil. Okay, so you'll see when it's time to harvest that as we remove the stems and all that, we are going to find a lot of sweet potatoes underground. For now it's covered, but I am sure the Lord will bless us with a lot of sweet potatoes here. And obviously I look forward to harvest time, and as I said, beloved, let's get used to this habit of planting our own stuff. And God gave us land that we may till it, and regardless of the scale, it doesn't have to be that big, but obviously whatever we have done here is enough for us to eat for quite a long time. And you save a lot of money as well when you plant your own food compared to what we get in shops. And if we can do this at a larger scale, it is actually beautiful. That's why sometimes I normally say, I wish our church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, would actually invest in agriculture so that we can grow our own food, and as members would actually enjoy buying food from our own church, healthy grown food. And we need to be involved in food production as individuals, as a church, even as a nation. We cannot rely on imports or exports all the time. So we need to grow our own. And may the good Lord be with you. And as for me and my house, we will do what we can to ensure that we grow our own. Stay blessed, beloved.